You may have heard of the Fellowship of the Ring, hailing from the Lord of the Rings, sometimes referred to as simply the Fellowship. Whether in pop culture, among your nerd friends, or even in your own family, I believe the Fellowship of the Ring is one of the most inspiring, noble, and worthwhile collection of characters you can become familiar with. Though there are countless great things that can be said about these heroes, I am going to inform you on the identity of the 9 members of the Fellowship of the Ring. First off, we have Gandalf the Grey. He is somewhat of the leader of the group, and he is also known by the elven name Mithrandir. He is the instigator of Frodo and the Fellowship's mission. He is a Maiar incarnate, which is a spirit of lesser angels, and he is one of the Astari. He is a wizard and a wielder of magic. Next up, we have Aragorn, known as the son of Arathorn. He is a ranger, who are a race of people that roam around and protect Middle-earth. He is of noble blood and of Númenórean descent, raised by the elves, and the rightful heir to the throne of Gondor. There's also Boromir of Gondor. He is the eldest son of Denethor, the steward of Gondor. He is the heir, then, to the stewardship of Gondor, but not the heir as rightful king. He is not of noble blood. And he, in his humanness, seeks to use the power of the ring for his own good. There's Legolas, prince of the woodland realm. He is the elven prince of Greenwood, and loyal to Aragorn as the rightful heir to Gondor, recognizing him as the rightful king. He is skillfully deadly with his bow and white knives. There's also Gimli, the dwarf, son of Glóin. He is of noble blood in the dwarven kingdoms and represents the dwarves in the Fellowship of the Ring. He has somewhat of a hostile temperament, but he's also a fun character, and he is always ready for battle and blood and competition with the elf Legolas. There's Meriadoc Brandybuck, who is a hobbit, also known as Merry throughout most of the tale. He's the first cousin of Pippin, always getting in trouble together. They desire to be courageous and strong, but most importantly about Merry, he makes sacrifices when it comes to it in order to keep Frodo and the ring safe. Peregrine Took, Merry's other half, also known as Pippin, is also a hobbit, and the second cousin once removed to Frodo. He's a finder and maker of mischief and often gets himself into trouble along with Merry, but he also turns out to be selfless and brave when it matters most. Samwise Gamgee is Frodo's gardener, and he is swept off into adventure with Frodo. He becomes loyal and brave, he is deeply caring for Frodo. He becomes Frodo's dearest friend and closest companion on their journey. And lastly, we have the ring bearer, Frodo Baggins, who is an extremely strong-spirited hobbit. He carries the ring among the Fellowship to see it to its end. And he must be brave and virtuous because he faces many trials throughout the course of the story. Now, with all that I have said, I encourage you to go and read and watch The Lord of the Rings. An epic story, it awakens their yearning for adventure inside of most people's hearts. Within the fantastic story by J.R.R. Tolkien, the members that make up the Fellowship of the Ring are unique and likable, together comprising a fond, valiant, and timeless team.